Hey folks, it's Sean in St. Louis from the Marketing Gateway. We're still off due to the Thanksgiving holiday, and I thought I'd pre-record this quick look at the history of today, known in the United States as Black Friday, the biggest shopping day of the year. Now, when I was growing up, I remember my parents took us to Toys R Us on the day after Thanksgiving just to get us out of the house, and they instantly regretted it once they saw the crowds and also the news crew inside, who stopped my brothers and me on our way in and asked us if we'd like to be on the local news. So the reporter instructed us to pick up a board game, I think it was Monopoly, and to shake it and act like we were really interested in buying it. Yeah, right. Everybody has Monopoly, right? But we did, and that night we were on TV for about 2 seconds as the reporter read a voiceover about how this day, the day after Thanksgiving, was the biggest shopping day of the year. That was the late 1980s, and Black Friday then wasn't anything like it became in the 1990s and 2000s. In fact, that term wasn't even in common use back then. It was originally used to describe how people would call in sick the day after Thanksgiving to score a 4-day weekend, and the resulting crowds and congestion caused police in Philadelphia to use the term to describe the extra work they had to do as Black Friday and Black Saturday. The term was not popular due to its dark connotations, and some Philadelphia merchants reportedly tried to pivot the term to Big Friday, but Black Friday stuck, both because it was memorable and also probably because it was fun to use such a dark term to describe waiting out in the streets that were black with traffic, according to traffic cops. So some retailers and advertising agencies started circulating a new take on the name. This was the day they got themselves out of the red and into the black for their fiscal year due to all the extra sales that they would make. That idea of getting back in the black is what a lot of people will repeat today. But the term itself really didn't come into common use until the 1990s, and up until very recently, it was mostly a United States phenomenon. American businesses and social media have helped spread the term to the broader world, but it often goes by other names like White Friday, or Yellow Friday, or Legendary Friday, or Blessed Friday, or The Good Weekend, or cultures where the idea of a Black Friday is taboo. Another very American aspect of Black Friday is the violence that the day is known for, and this is where the term takes on a much darker connotation. You don't have to look hard to find videos of people swarming brick-and-mortar retail stores and stampeding on their way to grab doorbuster sale products off the shelves. But these situations have led to some unfortunate incidents. One of the most widely publicized occurred in 2008 in Valley Stream, New York, when a temporary Walmart employee named Jimati Demore was trampled to death by a crowd that literally broke the door down to get in. Several other people were also injured, including a pregnant woman. What made this story particularly heinous was that the crowd didn't even notice the employee laying on the ground. And people were so eager to get to the deals inside, they shoved employees and police out of the way who were trying to help him. Dozens of people directly stomped over him. And they justified their behavior by saying they'd been waiting out in the cold all night and they weren't going to leave without getting what they'd come for. That same year, on the other side of the country in Palm Desert, California, a fight in a Toys R Us between two women turned fatal when two men who were with them shot and killed each other. While this violent incident was not specifically linked to Black Friday, it was absolutely terrifying to the hundreds of people inside the store. One would think these incidents would have been a wake-up call to retailers to have better security on the busiest shopping day of the year, but similar incidents started happening every year around the country. In 2010, in Buffalo, New York, a man named Keith Krantz was trampled during the crowd surge at a Target store. He survived, but he was hospitalized. In 2012, in South Charleston, West Virginia, a 61-year-old man named Walter Vance had a heart attack inside a Target and collapsed on the ground. Witnesses said shoppers not only didn't stop to help him, but stepped over his body. There have been many incidents involving armed shoppers making threats to other people in line, and quite a few people who have been shot. But one of the worst situations happened in 2011, when a woman broke out pepper spray and used it on a crowd in Porter Ranch, California, outside of Walmart, while they were all waiting for the store to open. She was hoping to get a head start on a deeply discounted Xbox 360 video game console. Brawls also became common on Black Friday, with one of the worst occurring in Florence, Kentucky in 2015, where a group of people started fighting over some Air Jordan sneakers. I could go on with many more examples, but you get the point. The question is, why are so many retailers willing to invite that potential for violence? The answer is, of course, money. As Black Friday has grown in prominence, so have weekend sales. The National Retail Federation estimates that over the last 20 years, sales have more than doubled from $26.8 billion in 2005 to nearly $70 billion in 2019, with an average spend of $300 to $400 per shopper. And this year, the forecast is 130 million Black Friday shoppers in the US will spend over $100 billion, about 10% of the $1 trillion they're supposed to spend in total. Hopefully, that'll be minus the violence, but I guess we'll see. I'm not personally going to be out there to see it, though, because as a former retail employee myself, I have PTSD when it comes to Black Friday. I never saw anything truly heinous, but I won't forget the crowds and the incredible stress this day would bring every year. So I will be sitting at home, putting up holiday decorations and keeping my shopping online if I do any at all. Well, I'm Sean in St. Louis, and I want to wish you and yours a happy Thanksgiving weekend from all of us at the Marketing Gateway and at the Research and Planning Group. See you next time.